What's up, Roulette Fools? Brent with AOB. Okay, today we're going to get right into it, and we're going to go back to what just bit me in the arse last time. We're going to go back to musical strats, where you can see the strategies I have here. We're going to go down again, profit. We move to the next one. We don't move until we profit, right? And this time I got rid of the really high risk ones at the end. I'm only using strategies that I feel comfortable with. And I'm giving myself maybe 4 progressions, except for some of the cheaper ones. I'm basically giving myself 4 or 5 progressions. We don't profit by then or recover. We move on to the next one. Okay, and this is towards the $1 million challenge. All right, so that was 5 double streets low. I had the option of 5 low or 5 high. So we're going to just pick one. Those aren't different strategies. That's just different coverage. We're doing V28 now. All right. Now, if you're looking at, I purposely wanted to do this on a French table again, for those of you that are new to this particular layout. So we're on a French single zero table. It has le partage, which means anything, when it hits a 0, any of your outside 1-to-1 bets get 50% back. Now, we're not covering on this particular strategy. We're not covering any outside bets. We have the 2-to-1 bet, which is not covered by the 0 le partage. So what we're covering here is, this is where the dozens on the far right, these are the dozens actually, they're not under here. So this table can be confusing. Oh my gosh. All right. So on V28, it's basically a 28 number system. We're going to martingale it up, and it's very similar to right 27. We're going to need 2 wins. The V28, no matter where you hit, everything in the second dozen, and then these 2 corners and these 2 corners in the third dozen, all pay 2 units. So this is going to pay out $20 profit. We lost 35 on the first hit because it was a $35, right? So what do we got here? We got 1 unit on a corner, 1 unit on a corner. So 2 total units on 2 corners, 2 total units on another dozen. And then you got 3 units covering an entire dozen. Okay. And so basically, oh my gosh, there we go. All right, so we need 2 in a row. I thought I hit 28. So this is covering 28. And what I have here on my favorites, we're going to go sort of like Twister. We're going to go from higher coverage all the way down through lower coverage until we get to the very end. We might go Romanowski. I'm not a fan of Romanowski. I'll show you what that is. I'll tell you why it is. But if we're doing really well, I'll do 1 spin at Romanowski. It's got a high probability of hitting. But I'll tell you why I don't like it. Some people like it a lot. It's not for me. Okay, so again, this is called V28. On a normal table, your dozen would be right here underneath, right? So if you do come play here, and this is another win, I've made mistakes placing bets that should go on dozens. I've placed them here, okay? So, all right, now we're going to go to Centipede 3. Because I'm playing Centipede 3, I cannot take advantage of le partage. I'm going to show you, if you don't care about Centipede 3, and I'm only using Centipede 3, which goes from the 7th Street to 31st Street, 9 streets, because it's kind of my favorite. But I'm going to show you how you can play 9 streets and take advantage of le partage, which means anything you bet on high, low, even, odd, red, or black, you would get 50% of that bet back. I'm going to show you here after we win and if we recover. Okay, so we did win. So what I'm going to do is manque and passe. This is high, this is low. You can see I'm highlighting up. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units here, which covers these 6 streets. And then I'm going to cover 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I think I messed up. I should have gone 1 more. So what we have here is we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the 16, 17, 18 open. We have 3 streets open. We're covering 9 streets because we put 6 units on high, which covers the 19 through the 34th street. Those are 6 streets. So we got 6 units. If we hit 0, we got $30 on there. We get $15 back. Luckily, we just won though. So that's a way you can play le partage on almost all this. Okay, now we went from a 27 number system. We're going to go down to 2 columns. Right now, I have it saved as 2 dozen, but we're going to, oh, this is 2 dozens actually. Again, French tables, they've got the dozens over here, and then these empty squares, and you can see it highlights the tables. These are column bets. All right, so right now you look at this, it's a little bit whack, right? So you got to remind yourself, this is the first dozen up here, second dozen, third dozen, okay? I think you guys get the point. The French table is fantastic because you don't get lower payouts. There's no penalty. You get the added benefit of that half a back on zero. So especially, okay, we just won that. Now I went from 2 columns or 2 dozens. Now we're going to go to 2 columns bet, and we're going to repeat this because we did dozens. I could consider that one strat, but we're going to go dozens, columns. They're both covering the same number, just in a different way. So make sure there is no downside other than this terrible design. You can go, they also have an auto table, right? An auto French table that has a normal design, but I think it's an auto digital table. I don't think it's a real actual table, but I'll have to go back. I haven't checked it out in a long time. I don't like those. In general, I don't play the auto tables. I don't really have anything against them. I don't think I do any worse or any better. All right, we just won on that one. Nice. So we've gone to 2 dozens. Now what we're going to do is go to what I have, AOB 11. So I don't know why I have AOB 11 there, why I have 11 there, but we went from 2 dozens, which is 24. We're going to go down to all on black. I could have done Mickey Mouse actually and covered from 24 to 20 numbers down to 18. I'm going all on black. I don't even know why I have 11 written there. But anyway, okay, we're going to go all on black. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to a couple other strategies. I try to put these in order so we can go through, but it doesn't really matter. For musical strats, we don't have to worry about it. These are all strats that I like. I got a couple others. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play super martingale on the outside bets, double plus add 1 unit. And what I'm going to do as well, and you might have seen me do this on other videos, is if I lose 2, okay, I lose 2 on my current, wherever I'm betting, in this case it's black, I'm going to look for another one of the outside bets, red or even, odd, high, low. And if any of those have 2 in a row that have hit, I will bet the opposite of that one. So if there are 2 odds that have hit, I will go to low. So you can see here, we've got all these reds in a row. So if it's on a red run, I don't want to test it. So if we lose here, we're going to switch over to another, but thank goodness we didn't. Okay, we won. So now we're going to go to, spread your streets. And I'm going to play this through. So let's talk this one through. This starts, my version anyway. There's a bunch of different versions out here. They're all the same. I prefer starting with 6 streets. Some people prefer to start with 4 streets, 2 streets. I have found in head-to-head testing multiple times, for me, the 6 streets overall performs better than if I start with just covering 2 streets. Streets, you're covering 6 numbers. The majority of the time I found that I'm losing that one and the next bet, which covers 4 streets. I'm losing those 2 right away almost every time. That's money down the tube that I would have won, like right here. We would have lost that. We won here. So I'm not going to go to spread your streets 2 because that gets very expensive. All right, let's go ahead and go to Romanowski. If you're not familiar with Romanowski, okay, it covers 32 numbers. Basically, the easiest way to do it is you put 3 units on 1 dozen, on the dozen. So over here is the dozen. Put 3 units there, 3 units on another dozen. And then in the open dozen, which will be your last open dozen, you're going to cover 2 non-overlapping corners with 1 unit each, a total of 8 units. Okay, so you got a total of 8 units. Because it's covering 32, you got 8 units to pay you 1 unit. So we got $5 units here. We're putting $40 down to win $5, okay? So that's a win. We'll take it. All right, we've only been going for 9 minutes here, so I'm gonna just jump back up here and we're gonna go the opposite. We did low. For me, it means the low is open, which is a 13 through the 18 is open. We're gonna go 5 double streets high, which I'm gonna leave 19 through 24. And I'm doing this because this is like a super easy, lazy way to play 5 double streets. I'm placing 3 units on low, which is normally down here on the bottom left of the table. 1 to 18. I'm putting 3 units there, and I'm putting 2 units on this opposite dozen, which is right here. Okay, essentially we're covering 5 double streets. So it's just to make sure if you're going to play it this way, you get the ratios of 3 to 2 correctly. All right, when I go play in casino, and we just won. Very nice. If you do play this in the casino, make sure that you get your ratios right. And make sure it's so easy for me, because when I play 5 double streets, I literally cover the double streets up here, because most tables, if I'm not playing at the French table, and a good dealer, if they know that you're taking advantage of le partage and you tell them, most of the time when I was at MGM, every time I missed it and bet 5, the dealer would say, don't you want to make awesome? Boom, tip. Okay. So, and that's why I actually tip along the way versus waiting at the end, because you tip along the way. If I'm having a good session, it has burned me a couple times. Like when I'm at MGM, and if I go to the single zero table and I'm playing higher limits, as I'm going, that's a win. All right, we can keep going. So we went from V28. We're going to go, oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do moving corners. So we'll do that. If we get through this, we'll do moving corners, AOB corners. And I can only call it AOB because it's just the particular way that I do it. These progressive coverage strategies, and I should be covering the 0 here, but I really want to pay Centipede 3. If you play the progressive coverage systems, I mean, I'm not coming up. Everybody, there's a whole variety. Don't listen to anybody that tells you they've got this special way of doing it and it's all theirs. It's not theirs. We are all riding on the coattails of way back in, like, when did roulette start? Like 19, I don't know, way back. But I am going to show you guys a video on one of the original roulette players who really took advantage of wheel bias. All right, there's another win for us. All right, we're going to go 2 dozens here. And if you're going to play this table, it's really a good idea to save your bets over here. That way, and let's get rid of this one. I don't know why I call this 11. I think I meant 1-to-1. I think I meant 1-to-1 on it. So now outside 1-to-1 black, that makes sense to me. And I didn't get a bet. Oh, no, I do. I have my 2 dozens here. If you play this table, save your bets. That way you won't get confused, and then work off of your saved to place your bets rather than placing them manually. Okay, that was a loss. So we are going to 3x it and 2 dozens. Here we go. 3x it will get us break even plus up 1 base unit, which is $5 on this particular one. So 3x on these, it can get very expensive, but it recovers you. Otherwise, if we had just martingaled a 2x, we would be breaking even if we won this, if we just 2x'd it. Okay, because you're doing, these are 2-to-1 bets, right? So these are not covered by le partage. These are 2-to-1 bets. Dozens and columns are 2-to-1 bets. Again, high, low, even, odd, red, black. Those 6 individual ones are outside even money, 1-to-1 bets, and you would get 50% of whatever you have on that particular bet. You don't get 50% of everything on the table. You just get 50% of what's on that bet. All right, there we go. So we went into profit, and we're going to go to 2 columns. And I didn't save that bet, but you could save these bets as well. Like I said, I would, because these aren't even labeled. And it's just, your brain is wired for how you've been playing the whole time, which is usually on a standard table. Why they do this? I guess they really want to give you that French feel, but who knows? All right, let's see if we can keep going. $1 million challenge. Where are we at here? Let's pull up our Excel. As of today, we are at, and I'm actually a little bit higher than that. You can see the balance down here. So we're at 34,838. We're at 34,848. I can put a little bit extra in there. We started the day at 34,518. Okay, that's not going to do it. Double, add 1 more unit. We're going to have to do this manually because I don't have the column saved. So we are up today. Let's just go, if we lose this one, 34,808. If I were to put that into the spreadsheet, 34,808. Right now we're up $290 on the day. So, okay, we just started. I haven't started. The last couple days, I have not been betting big. I've been just kind of getting my mindset back into slow and steady wins the race. I'm only having the entire balance here so that when I do these videos, you can see what the current balance is. All right, there is a win. That gets us into profit. So that was the 2 dozens. Now we're going to go outside black. I'm only betting $5 here, but I am super martingaling, doubling it plus add 1 unit, double it plus add 1 unit. So we're going to double it and add $5 every single time because that's our unit. So I'm getting in that mindset. And we had a member, I don't remember whom, we've had a couple who come and say, man, I deposited X amount. I've lost 80% of it, or I've lost all of it. I'm going to upload some more money. What should I do? All right. My first question to them is this disposable income? Do not be uploading money. I recommend to everybody, before you upload money, you make a pact with yourself, said, this is my entire gambling fund for X amount of time. All right. We just won there. Now we're going to go spread our streets. This one is one of the riskier ones in terms of cost, because you'll see how I play this one with the progressions. I go through 3 different progression layouts here. So watch this. If we lose, we'll go through third, and it can get expensive if you get to the 3rd level and then start going on beyond that. So stick around. Let's hope we get it. But set aside a budget for your entire year. Say this is as much, and you can forecast if you want. You're saying, hey, I'm taking, let's just say you're saying I'm taking 1% of my surplus entertainment money, and that's going to be gambling money. You can kind of forecast that out. Oh my gosh. You can forecast that out and go, okay, if I took this much money every day or every month on my paychecks, this would be my entire, set that up and know that's it, and make a pact to yourself. I'm not going to cross that line. And then take X amount of that, upload it, whether it's the whole thing or not. But people come in and go, man, I just got rinsed. I'm uploading more money. How should I recover that? And the resounding answer you're going to get from pretty much all of our members, including me, is forget what you lost. Take your new budget, your new bankroll, and figure out what kind of strategy you're going to play. What are your progressions? What is your daily target? Boom, we just got to win. So we didn't have to go to the 3rd progression on that. So I'm going to save that one for another time. So that was spread your streets. We're going to go to Romanowski here. Again, this is a 32 number coverage system, and we're leaving these two. So 2730 and 134, and the 0 are our 5 total numbers that are exposed. We're covering everything else. 5 double streets, which covers 30 numbers. That's a 5-to-1 payout ratio, right? You bet 5 units to win 1. On 9 streets, it's a 27 number coverage. You're putting 9 units down to profit 3 units. This one is 8 units, profit 1. And you're only getting 2 extra numbers coverage from a 5 double streets. So to me, it's not worth it, but to each their own for just 2 extra. And you could say the same about 9 streets to 30 streets. There's 3 extra numbers that go from a 3-to-1 to a 1-to-5, right? Ratio. Okay, so we're going to play moving corners. And I'm going to start with, I start with 4 corners. Just the same as I started with 6 streets, I'm starting with 4 corners. I know some people like to start with 1 corner and go 2 corners, 3 corners. Again, I have tested this the same as our 6 streets against those, playing at the same time, documenting the number and going back and see. And I would say 95% of the time, the 4 corners did better than starting with 1 corner or 2 corners. And again, because the number of times that you hit on the very first corner right off the bat, it wasn't there. Now, the downside is when you have 4 corners, you're losing 4 units instead of just 1 unit, right? So we're going to go there. And just like our streets, my first progression is I'm just going to double it because we're covering 16 numbers. If you martingale on this first one and win, you're winning, right? Because 18 numbers, which is an outside bet, black, red, even, odd, high, low, those cover 18 numbers. And if you martingale, you'll always win 1 unit. No matter how deep you go, if you keep doubling your bet, when you finally win, you'll recover plus go up 1 unit. So we're only covering 16 numbers. So when we If we just double on those same 16 numbers, these same 4 corners, we will profit slightly more than 1 unit because we're covering a little less. Okay, 21, that's not going to do it. All right, so now at this point, what I'm doing is I am going to match it up with another corner, and we are going to martingale again. So now, after I martingaled and not expanded, now we are moving, we're adding another corner, and then matching that corner with the existing bet from the previous round, and then we're martingaling it up. We will still be profitable here if we win. Okay, we'll still be profitable if we win at this point. If we have to keep going through the progressions at that point, usually it'll take one more hit, plus you can lower your bet if you want to, but it'll usually take around 2 hits, depending on how it goes. Like if you win and then you lose, and you win, you lose, and then you hit it, then you'll go, okay, we're getting really unlucky. Dude is hitting us on the 3rd dozen, he decided. So we're going to go here, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm glad you're getting to see it and doubling it. We're at a $240 bet now. So I'm not going to chase this very far. If we lose this, I might go one more, and then we're going to go into recovery mode, which, you know, for me means 9 streets or 5 double streets. Those are my daily drivers. I don't mind, you know, let's just call it AOB corners. It's not mine, but that's what I call it, because then you know we're starting out with 4 corners, and you know my particular progression strategy. This isn't a daily driver. This is just a fun one with low bankroll if you want to do it. Boom. See, so that doesn't get us all the way back. We're going to repeat the bet. You can cut this in half. It'd be great if they had a half button, right? You could cut this in half. You don't have to keep your progression, and it wouldn't be very hard to manually go and place 6 corner bets and then double it, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I really miss over on another place where you could double click the 2x, the double up button really quick, and it would 3x your bet. I do miss that. But we can always go over here. If I were to put this and save it in my favorites, you could like save, if you play this pattern, I pretty much always play the same pattern. You can mix it up. If you use clever bets, it's set to randomize the 4 corners every time you win and it resets. And then when it places more bets, boom, there we go. Look at that. That's a nice little profit. There we go. We're up 255. Now that was moving corners. So what do we got? We're at 22 minutes. Let's see how far we can get back down through the gauntlet here. And if we can get the gauntlet without getting hit, you know, and usually it's the black or red that's going to get us the most in terms of having to recover. So let's see if we can get through. We want to stop this right around $25. I'm really, really happy with where I'm at with the recovery. If you'll remember, I was down to about $14,000. It wasn't that long ago. We're already back at 34. That's not a lot of profits here. That was from winning the $15,000 wager race last week. What did we just hit? We hit a 16. Ooh, that's a loss. Okay, so we are going to double it up plus add 1 unit. All right, so we're going to 3x here, right? We had $5 units. Now we're going 3x that to $15 units for a total bet from what was $25. 3 times is $75. If we win this, I usually, if I'm playing lower bankroll like this, I will do this twice, which will not only recover you, but get you up 1 base win, which would be $5. Or you can do a 3x here and then bring it down to 2x, which would break you even, which there's in many respects, I like that. Progressions are life, and that brings you back down to the first progression. And sometimes, right, winning, it's a matter of inches, they say. So that 1 extra progression, if you were to go on a bad tear, then that 1 extra progression could be the difference between busting but there's also something to be said, right, about a quicker recovery. So you're using less spins and you're making more profit quicker. So you're going to have to decide where the happy zone is for you on that. Anyway, yeah, so that $15,000 prize, but I did lose a few thousand having to wager to keep in front, and it was worth it to me because I knew a $15,000 prize was at stake. So I did lose it. So I didn't get a total, I didn't get my bankroll plus 15. I think I actually profited maybe, so this puts us in profit right here. I think I profited maybe $12,000 or $11,000. All right, let's go to V28, and this is going to be it. Let's hit it on V28. And again, this pays no matter where you win, whether it's those four corners here, these four corners, and over here, or this whole second dozen, they all pay 2 units. In this case, our unit is $5. All right. Okay. I'm really loving Raised. They've been very, very good to our community. Also, Member Monday, members only live stream on Mondays, and that was a lot of fun. And don't forget, of course not. Don't forget that on Fridays, it's or Thursdays, excuse me, it's an evening stream. Thursdays, usually starting around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, this Friday, we're doing a little different, and I'm pre-recording these videos. So honestly, I'm not even sure when this video is going to drop. So when I'm talking about this coming up Friday, which would be today's the 7th, so I think May 9th, this video may actually drop a week later. We've just been so busy that I got to get some of these videos recorded and up and edited and etc. so that I don't miss a day. Sometimes I just run out of time and then I can't record a video. All right, that's a win. We need 2 of these. If we win this one, we go into profit. You can bring this bet down and break even, right? Because we lost $35. No, excuse me, I take that back. Yeah, we lost $35. If on this one, we win $20. If we were to bring it back down, we would win $5. So, or excuse me, yeah, $10. We'd be at $30. We lost $35 on our base bet. If you bring this back down, you're down only $5, half a unit, right? Because these make 2 units. So I leave mine up at 2x on this particular strategy, because that's 28 numbers. You can't go 2x and then bring your bet down and actually fully recover. But look at that. We went into profit. Let's watch our little graph here. Bingo. Bob's your uncle. This is the list of musical chairs, musical strats that I'm going to play. I might add a couple more. I might add like Scouser. I might add some variations from David Scouse House, like his Moneymaker. I might add a couple other strategies that people, but I've got to feel really comfortable with it. I don't care if I don't make a lot of money, but as long as we're not going to lose the money on a high risk strategy like I did last time with Virus losing 40,000, 43,000 or something crazy like that. So we're back on track. My goal is to start picking up steam now. I took off, maybe 3 days that I've just pretty much laid low from gambling. I'm really going to start hitting it up, but in a safe way, just wagering a lot more. I haven't been playing much at all. All right, that's it for today. If you're interested in becoming an affiliate so that you can earn affiliate giveaway money during our live streams and our leaderboard every month, get to our Discord. The link to sign up for here is in the Discord. I really enjoy Raised. I hope that you will like it too. If you want to come over, get down there in our Discord, hit it, be good humans, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.